Psalm 119, verse 92. Lulei toratecha sha'ashuai, az avadti ve'onyi. We begin here with this word unless. Now, it's a little bit of an odd word. If you look it up in BDB, you're going to get lulei with an aleph, and it means unless or if not. It's kind of a negated conditional. So we get something like if not or unless your law, this is the word Torah with a 2ms suffix, unless your law, and then next we get my delight, my delight. And this is a verbless clause, so we would say was, unless your law was my delight, and you might kind of hear a ellipses here, waiting on it. What would be the case? And then next, we get as, the temporal marker, then, and here it's not so much temporal because we're coming off of this negative conditional, unless, if not, then we would have, I would have perished. Here we have a call perfect, 1cs, notice the T ending of the root avad. And this is an interesting occurrence of the perfect. Notice I translated it, then I would have perished. So you notice here the have perished concept of the perfect, a completed action, but we get this would option here, almost like a subjunctive. And the biggest reason for that is just contextually, because it's in this conditional clause. So unless this was true, then this would have been true. And you just heard me say it, this would have been true. And so that's more of a contextual translation of the perfect there. As we finish it up here, we would say, then I would have perished in my, notice the 1cs heroic yod at the end, in my affliction. Now, as I stepped back and thought about that for just a moment, what's actually being said here, you get, unless your law was my delight, then I would have perished in my affliction. And if you think about that the other way around, the idea is, I did not perish in my affliction, and the reason is because your law was indeed my delight. So if you go all the way back to Psalm 1, the blessed man who meditates on God's law, and it's his delight day and night, this concept of delighting in God's word, at least in this case, seems to have rescued the psalmist from perishing.